Most hated versus most loved comedians by SunnyV2. So this is SunnyV2 going into a video about some of the most hated and most loved comedians. I'm guessing that a lot of them are probably going to be white, which isn't a problem. It's just that, you know, I don't really watch white comedians like that. I be watching black people. What'd that say about me? I don't know. But we about to go ahead and check this video out, bro. At least I'm gonna learn some things, you know? So, hey, that's a way to look at it. Make sure you show I love this video, like, share, and subscribe. Without further ado, let's get it.
For every 5 admired comedians, there's another 5 who are completely despised.
I knew it.
It's no secret that
I don't see no black on here. That's fine, though.
In a category 2. In 2005, Dane Cook was listed as the world's most famous comic, although despite being known by an audience of millions, he was notably hated by every other comedian.
Damn, why?
Video host stated, "Not one comedian comes on my show and says I'm so happy for him, which is weird. They can't stand this poor guy. The reason for which being jealous,
they don't like him,
at least according to Dane."
Oh, that's messed up.
A lot of animosity that I, at a young age,
look at Steve-O, bro, old as hell.
Rich.
Although the real reason might have been because Dane had stolen their jokes, given he was called out for copying a bit done by Louis CK.
You can name your kid anything you want. I like that part. I like to give my kid an interesting name, you know? Like a name with no vowels, maybe, you know?
That's funny. You can't steal a joke from Louis CK. Are you serious, bro? You think you're gonna get away with that?
Just like 40 Fs, that's his name.
So he stole that?
Picked out, I don't even know. First kid, boy, girl, I don't care. The first one that comes out, I'm naming it. I think it's beautiful. It's feminine but strong at the same time. Time for bed. I said time for bed.
I mean, that wasn't the exact same joke, but it was similar.
A bit by Dimitri Martin at around the same time.
I've heard of Dimitri Martin.
Store and I said, "Hey, can I get those in a 10?" The guy said, "Sure," and he went in the back. Then a couple minutes later, he came out and he goes, "I don't have a 10, I have a 9." Great. So while you were in the back, my toes were severed off.
That's a good joke, bro, because facts. Like, what the fuck? You gonna come out with a different size than I asked for? Be like, I don't have a 10, I have this 9, though. Like, okay, motherfucker, what you... I don't know what you want me to do with that information. Bitch, I said I need a 10. You come out with a 9, I can't fit it, motherfucker. I liked it.
She walks out. She comes up to me, you guys, so enthusiastic, such like optimism. She's holding a boot. She comes right up to me and she goes, we have it in a 9. Great, you guys also have a bone saw anywhere nearby?
With Patrick
man,
even more examples in this video before touching on another reason Dane Cook is hated. His joke about the Batman movie theater shooting.
So I heard that the guy came into the theater about 25 minutes into the movie. I don't know if you've seen the movie. The movie's pretty much a piece of crap. Pretty sure that somebody in that theater about 25 minutes in realizing it was a piece of crap probably was like, oh, shoot me.
The controversial joke resulted in article after article, as well as Twitter posts reading, "Anyone who knows me knows I think Dane Cook is the..."
Damn, that was canceling people back then?
He's
2012?
Funny. Now he's just an awful human being. But while Dane Cook isn't liked for his disrespectful and sometimes stolen jokes, Theo Von is hailed for his unusual originality. His sense of humor has been described as so creative, unique, hilarious, and unorthodox that I can't compare him to any other comedian, which summarizes Theo Von perfectly.
There's a few guys, Theo's one of them, that have like a style of comedy that you will never be able to explain to someone. They gotta go see him.
When you hear him say, "We had this one guy," you know you're about to hear a wild story full of bizarre situations and metaphors described in the strangest yet most perfect way possible.
Gentleman had half a limb, and he was
which limb?
He was missing part of his leg, I think, or he said he was, so he could have been faking it.
CGI or something.
I don't know what his name was. CJ, it was a white dude.
Okay, yeah.
He's the absolute king of the metaphor. Whenever he says something is kinda like etc., it's always the funniest, most outlandish comparison I've ever heard.
You look like a guy if somebody had a cheat code in Double Dragon, bro. And they got to use an ultimate character, man.
Hell no.
Amen, dude.
There are multiple compilations dedicated to Theo Von's absolutely wild sayings, although at the same time, he's able to show his soft softer, more vulnerable side in moments where it's appropriate.
Okay.
Theo's podcast
That
this
mullet,
past
though.
weekend has risen to become the 7th most popular podcast on Spotify, while Brennan Schaub's bad reputation has caused his podcast to trend in the opposite direction.
I've seen him before.
Brennan had previously been a UFC fighter.
That's where I know him from.
After a string of losses,
He looked familiar.
he was convinced by Joe Rogan and Brian Callen to retire and instead pursue comedy.
Really?
Future in other things and you're really good at. Like, you're really funny.
You say funny shit, man.
Yeah, you do. You have a ridiculous talent for that.
Although with comments on Brennan's stand-up like, this is the best example of normal people thinking they're funny
Because they made their friends laugh.
His sets
Damn.
aren't exactly the greatest. His first stand-up special titled You'd Be Surprised received an IMDb rating of 1.4 out of 10 stars.
1.4? God damn. Bro, that is low as fuck. A 14 out of 100? Goodness gracious.
And was labeled in front of millions as the worst comedy special I've ever seen.
That's
it was
crazy.
so bad that even Joe Rogan made a few little jokes about it.
The first one, I would have probably tried to talk you out of it, but I already talked you out of fighting. Yeah. And I was like,
Damn.
talk about this too.
However, for Brendan, the worst was yet to come.
Okay.
3 years after his first special, Brendan Schaub released another one titled
Gringo Poppy,
which received an even lower IMDb score of 1.1 out of 10 stars, meaning he was unable to sell it to a major buyer like.
And that's 5.2K people that watched it too. So you can't say it was just a small size of people. 5,200 people rated it. That's the people that rated it. And they all gave it a terrible score. Goodness.
Netflix. Instead, he uploaded the special to his YouTube channel, where it received
2.1 million?
85% dislike ratio and comments such as,
Goodness.
"Damn, this guy sure has some hidden talent. Hope he finds it one day."
That was a good one.
Down, I watch Gringo Poppy. Then I realize whatever has me down or whatever adversity I am facing
Isn't as bad as his comedy special.
You know it's a Brennan Schaub stand-up special when the comments are funnier than the actual
Yo.
video. With the stand-up
They
again
cooking
being
him.
labeled as the worst comedy special of all time, it seems Brendan's main problem is that he isn't very skilled, and the audience has therefore been gravitating towards Shane Gillis.
Okay.
He got his big break in 2019 after being cast on Saturday Night Live, which he was then fired from immediately after the media
Damn.
controversial comments made on his podcast.
And then I got canceled immediately.
You got canceled on the way.
They literally were like, how about this guy? And everyone was like, no.
Shane responded by writing, "I'm a comedian who pushes boundaries.
Okay.
Sometimes I miss. If you go through my 10 years of comedy, most of it bad, you're going to find a lot of bad misses. But while
Okay.
this made him unsuitable for SNL, this was ironically exactly what the wider comedy audience wanted. No wonder
All right.
SNL fired him. He's actually funny. This, in combination with the mountains of press from the incident, took Shane's popularity to a whole new level.
The month
Okay.
after SNL, our listenership probably quadrupled. Because then people heard about it and watched it.
So it's helped the
They're
podcast.
like, this is actually funny.
So it's helped the podcast.
Yeah.
Tremendous.
Only made crazier when he'd post his live set in Austin, which gained over
21 million,
views
baby.
by touching on funny political topics, although in a good way where it felt like he didn't have an agenda.
And I don't want to be on the other side of it where it's like, I'm a free speech guy.
Yeah, 'cause
Like,
political
I don't wanna
comedy
be
is so
involved in
ass.
anything. I just want to do comedy.
There's a way to
His
do
great
it, but
attitude and likable personality has made him the most subscribed person on Patreon with around 75,000 paid members. In comparison to
ooh, 75. Hold on. Because Patreon memberships are like what? I mean, I guess you can make them what you want to. Most people do like $5. I mean, this is mental math. I don't even know why I got a calculator. $380 million? Thousand. Why'd I say million? God damn. I'm tripping. But yeah, bro, that's good money. Oh, it shows the estimated revenue over there.
a person on Patreon with around 75,000 paid members.
Shout out to him.
In comparison to Carrot Top, whose style was so unique the whole industry turned against him.
Dang.
He gained popularity as a prop comic in the 90s.
Everyone knows who Carrot Top
but while
is.
his shows were extremely smart and absolutely hilarious,
OJ Simpson
Okay.
football. Okay, go deep, honey, go deep.
There's a knife in it? Wow.
his bizarre look and style made him a punching bag for anybody and everybody.
You're a funny guy.
Didn't
man.
Carrot Top win and get like muscular now?
Take a lot of shit, and I
Am I tripping?
never understood
I
it.
never I don't either.
No,
I
never
never
mind.
I would get shit for everything.
It's like Nickelback.
This became most obvious when Carrot Top simply flew over his city in a fighter jet.
Did I react to that video or did I just watch it? The whole Nickelback thing.
Disrupts city with flyover. And everyone's up in arms because the building shook and everybody was like,
sure.
oh, what, there's a war happening.
What?
I think they were really honestly just pissed because it was me.
And in a Reddit thread talking about him, the only reasons people had to hate Carrot Top
annoying, not funny, comes across as a
annoying,
gigantic
not funny,
douchebag.
and comes across as a gigantic douchebag, which pretty much confirms the theory.
Okay.
Carrot Top's name has become synonymous with bad comedian we should make fun of. In another article, Carrot Top was described as the most successful comedian
no one will admit to liking,
with one of these haters being another comedy legend.
So is Bill Burr just going
Bill Burr?
I mean, just right? I mean, just bad.
Who then apologized.
I didn't say I didn't know any white comics.
And then when I finally meet him, he was like, dude, I am so sorry. Like, he came and hugged me. And
Carrot Top was hated for so long that he's now considered a legend.
they're kind of like saying, you know what, geez, he won't go away. We've been ripping on him, but he's for some reason, he's still around, and you know what, he can stay now.
You had somebody
in my wings.
With Bobby
Like, all right, man, you're all right. Okay.
Similar kind
I know Bobby Lee.
One of the things that makes Bobby Lee so likable is his ability to laugh at himself for the sake of audience entertainment.
Bro, you're the worst looking of all of us.
What do you think he is out of 10, for real?
You're a 2, buddy.
2, buddy.
You're like a 2.5 at most, probably closer to a 1.5.
Give me a bigger number.
Okay. You want an honest
No,
number?
honest.
Okay. You want the honest number?
Please.
I was being generous as a 1.5.
Oh shit.
I'm a 1.5.
Something close to 1.7 or something.
Showing that he's comfortable in his own skin. This helps him deliver some of the most savage roasts on the internet.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen him roast people.
In your face!
Oh.
Although just like Theo Von, his fans also have a lot of respect for how open he is with his addiction issues and sobriety.
Oh.
Before I was gonna get on the plane, I looked at my girlfriend and said, I'm gonna relapse.
When it comes to Bobby Lee's stand-up, a Reddit user wrote, I've seen him do the same set at the Comedy Store like 3 or 4 times, and I nearly...
And it's always funny?
Each time.
That's good.
Another person called it the hardest I've laughed at a comedy show of a decent slate of shows. It seems Bobby Lee finds love from the audience regardless of what he's doing, while the audience has recently been finding many reasons to hate Tom Segura. At the start of his career, Tom Segura was one of the more humble comedians. However, after losing over 50 pounds and building a net worth of 12 million, his ego became incredibly obvious.
That can happen.
He began to joke about the general population by calling them poors.
So I've received a remarkable number of messages, countless poor people, about the use of washcloth in the shower. And, it's kind of well known, it's what poors do.
However, it quickly became obvious that he wasn't.
I don't think it's a poor thing. I think that's more of a, you do it growing up, and then when you know better, you do better. You learn to stop using a washcloth. Listen, man. I personally prefer a loofah, or like not like the hard loofahs, but like the little bath loofah, the soft ones, man, that people use nowadays. I use that from a soap and everything. I like, it lathers it up good. I like that. But listen, bro, as long as you getting the soap in the hot water and you're rubbing it together and you're lathering it up, I don't care what you use, dog. Just wash your ass, baby. That's all I care about.
Really joking.
Every time we talk about like a watch or a car, I'll get a bunch of messages from losers that try to tell me that I'm making them feel bad about their situation. I'm struggling with rent this month. Figure it the out.
In October 2023,
not lying,
tweeted about being inconvenienced by American Airlines, and after being called entitled by his fans, Tom responded by stating all the pause.
Bro, you gotta stop saying that.
Oh, you were inconvenienced. Well, you should accept it. That's what me and my family have done for generations. This is why you're poor. In his next tweet, he'd respond to a fan by simply writing poor, while a third tweet read, the lowest level poors get upset.
The poors, bro.
When you point out they're happy to do what I'm
the fucking poors.
They don't value time because their time is worthless. You are specks of shit on a washcloth, and washcloths belong in the trash.
Damn.
The man instantly turned Tom into laughing stock for the internet.
Probably not that much money left over for the guys in the booth either.
Ooh.
It's all Tom and Christina just running around, getting on private jets, making fun of poor people.
While others dug deep to find his wealth was likely inherited.
It turns out Tom was a trust fund kid. His father was the vice president and chief financial advisor of Merrill Lynch for 25 years. And
bro, you can't never talk that shit when it's discovered that you are a trust fund kid. Because at least if you rich off of some money that you worked hard to earn, at least you got that. You can at least talk shit because you made the money. If you a trust fund kid, baby, we don't want to hear you talking no shit. Huh? We don't want to hear that. Huh? That's like if I started talking shit. Let's say if I gained 5 million subscribers tomorrow, and I started talking shit about how if you work hard and put a lot of hard work and dedication and effort into it, you could somehow gain 5 million subscribers too. But the whole time I really got a big ass shout out from Mr. Beast, and that's what got me my 5 million subscribers. It's like, bro, you got a Mr. Beast shout out. Of course you gonna get 5 million subscribers. What the fuck you think is gonna happen? Like, come on, man. Can you maintain that, though?
Until he took over as the
Is the real question.
and CFA for the Bank of America. His obituary mentions that he was a member of the Quail Valley Golf Club in Vero Beach.
Oh.
Membership will run you a very modest $85,000 a year, not counting all of the other fees.
This led Tom to remove the entire chain of airport tweets and avoid every question that might imply he's rich.
What kind of car you have?
Which what? What kind?
You have cars?
Yeah, I
How many
like
cars you got? You right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking.
Tom Segura has no excuse for being a douchebag.
Damn.
Gabriel Iglesias is substantially richer and is one of the most humble comedians.
Everybody fuck with Gabriel Iglesias, man.
Iglesias controversy into Google. It seems the worst thing he's ever done is pay a fine to a venue for spending too much time recording a Netflix special.
Damn.
In 2014, one of these specials was leaked and uploaded to YouTube.
Everybody fuck with the boy.
Although instead of issuing a copyright takedown, he'd share the links to his Facebook, adding, "I can't believe someone posted a direct link to watch my fluffy specials online for free. The nerve. I hope no one shares or watches these before they..."
And he shared the links. He funny.
A top comment reading, "This is why you're awesome, Fluffy. You don't whine about getting pirated, you promote it." Gabriel's nickname...
Who else was it that did that recently? Was that a gaming company? There was a gaming company I thought recently that people like was pirating the game, but they were like, hey, like, shout out to y'all for pirating the game. I'm glad y'all wanted to play it. Who was that, bro? I don't even remember. I can't remember, bro. I'm not gonna be able to remember in this video. By the way, apparently Baldur's Gate 3 has no DRM built into it. So if you pirate it, you can play with other people, and they know it, and they still aren't gonna add it because at least it's still more people playing their game. That's fire.
Why you're awesome, Fluffy. You don't whine about getting pirated, you promote it. Gabriel's nickname Fluffy is a joke about his own weight, which, like Bobby Lee, shows he's comfortable in his own skin. Although at the same time,
big healthy husky Fluffy and damn,
lost 70 pounds as a result of following better habits.
Okay.
And it was bad habits that led Carlos Mencia to become incredibly hated.
I've heard about Carlos
His
Mencia.
reputation began after Joe Rogan wrote a blog post titled, "Carlos Mencia is a weak-minded joke thief," which
not more joke thieves.
Disgusting joke thief of all is a guy named Carlos Mencia. The really crazy thing is that's not even his real name. He sells himself as being Mexican, but the reality is his real name is Ned Holness, and he's actually half German and half Honduran.
Wow.
The Mexican hook is something he did to integrate himself with the local Mexican population of LA.
Oh, really?
From here, Joe began calling him Carlos Menstelia before confronting him on stage in an actual comedy club, which was recorded and uploaded to YouTube.
Oh, goodness.
It's easy to say you steal shit, but I don't, because I'm not a little bitch. I think that every time you open your mouth, you talk about me, I think that you're secretly in love with me.
Despite denying the allegations, Carlos was then exposed for stealing from Bill Cosby and Ari Shaffir, after which Carlos made the...
Bill Cosby, the GOAT, man. Hey, listen, man. No pedophile. That way, it wasn't pedophile. It was it was rape charges. Erase all of that. Well, you can't erase it, obviously, but I'm just saying, we're not going to talk about that part, separate art from the artist. We're not talking about Bill Cosby, the person. We're talking about Bill Cosby, the comedian. Fucking GOAT. Fucking GOAT.
Crazy decision to own the fact that he stole all his jokes.
His attitude was this, like, yeah, I steal. If I'm in the back of the room, you better watch your material, because I'll take it, remix it, and make it a hit.
From here, almost every comedian destroyed Carlos Mencia.
A lot of your material, I'm not saying all of it, but a lot of your material was too similar to Paul Mooney or Bill Hicks.
And he went from performing in stadiums to small clubs. There's a heavy price to pay for cutting corners in comedy, whereas Chris Rock discovered there's gain in the power of a single slap. Chris Rock has been admired and respected since the mid-1980s.
Everyone loved Chris Rock.
It seems being slapped by Will Smith made him even more loved. Ironically, the Will Smith slap made Chris a beloved winner. Will Smith accomplished the impossible with one targeted slap. Now everybody loves Chris. This was reinforced when Dave Chappelle was attacked on
People already
stage,
loved Chris Rock.
after which Chris Rock jumped on the mic to ask,
Was that Will Smith?
Rock just proved that if someone does you wrong in life, just wait, and the perfect moment will present itself.
Meanwhile, Will Smith
he didn't let the Will Smith
been going down, brother.
Place of bitterness and anger, but stays humble and even makes a joke out of such a difficult spot to be in. There could not have a more perfect moment to drop that line.
Yeah.
The fact that Chris Rock wasn't really talking about the altercation before leading up to this just adds to the perfection of his delivery.
Yeah.
And when Chris Rock did address the controversy in his special, he reinforced a winner's mindset.
But I'm not a victim, baby. You will never see me on Oprah or Gail. I couldn't believe it. And I left it in black. No.
Oh my goodness.
Pacquiao.
Hey yo, man. Shout out to Chris Rock for that at the end, bro. I'm surprised he threw Chris Rock up in there. Chris Rock was loved before that though, but yeah, he did kind of shoot up. Because everyone, you know, hey, if you want to paint somebody as something in the story, Will Smith is the villain. And that's what everybody's been pretty much talking to. He been going through nothing but hell in Hollywood. Like, his name is getting dragged through the goddamn mud. Is it deserved? I don't know. I'll leave that up to y'all. But yo, this was a good video. They talked about some comedians. Most of them I did know. I thought I wasn't gonna know most of these people. It was only a couple that I didn't. But yeah, man, SunnyV2 always comes with really good videos. So I'm glad that I checked this one out. Make sure y'all leave a lot of, not leave a lot of comments, but show a lot of love to the video, is what I meant to say. Like, share, and subscribe, and you can leave a lot of comments if you want to, you know, so I'm gonna respond to them things anyway. You know, I always respond to my comments down below. So get down there in the comment section. Until next time, I'm up out of this thing. This is your boy Dairu, we signing out. Peace.